I'd like to ask Neil Dorrell to come to the stage. Neil is chairman of our pastor search committee. And as most of you know, we had a vote last week for a senior pastor, and Neil has a couple of things that I'd like for him to address. And after he does, I'll close our service.
Thank you, and good evening, church. I want to thank you first for the overwhelming support of Pastor Marcus Hayes and his family last weekend. You won't be surprised to know, following the announcements, that over 450 emails were received and directed to the church in support of Pastor Marcus in just the last 4 days. While the necessary votes were short, your senior pastor search committee met this past Tuesday and have determined the following. First, Marcus Hayes, a highly respected and a well-qualified pastor, remains the man that we believe God has called to be our next pastor. Thank you. Secondly, and I might add, unfortunately, the integrity of our election last weekend was compromised. 2 members of the counting committee have admitted to leaking confidential early voting results from Saturday night to a lay leader in this church, who then used that information, we believe, to compromise the process. Third, your pastor search committee has been assured by the deacon leadership, pastoral staff, and other lay leadership that disciplinary action towards church members who have violated our church covenant by causing dissension, disruption, and spreading of misinformation have been taken and are underway. To be absolutely clear, though, church leadership does not believe that all who voted no did so based on race, but it is undeniable that race played a part in the final days leading up to this election. In addition, this committee would like to affirm with those same leaders that racism has no part in the body of Christ, and never more so than First Baptist Naples. Finally, and thank you for that, we are hopeful that in the days ahead, Marcus Hayes will allow his name to be reconsidered as our next senior pastor or interim pastor. During the weeks ahead, we will continue to seek the Lord and his guidance as we take the next steps. We remain dependent on your prayers. Respectfully, your senior pastor search committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil. And again, we do thank you and your committee for all that you've done, for your hard work.